Well, hello, Internet peoples. Welcome to my show. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is very serious. Now, it's about the world and the dynamics of how it is. There's lots of tension going on in the world today. You look at the potential attack that almost happened on Zelensky. I love Zelensky. I hope he makes it out of all this alive. But, we have that, and we have nuclear forces being moved and maneuvered. And that's what I believe that sometimes that my prophecies have envisioned, this world of change that is coming to us and one another. These are very, very disturbing elements, and you have to makes you wonder: is anybody going to look out for us when things go wrong? And my answer to that is yes, definitely. There'd be all kinds of rescue efforts in the case of a nuclear apocalypse. But you know what? Some parts of me thinks that it may not ever happen. You see, I've always had a prophecy that I would become a great leader at one point in time. Just a very, very powerful figure that people would come to me for my ideas and thoughts. And potentially, I always thought that this cataclysmic event would occur, and these people would rally and unite under my sovereignty. But these things probably will never happen. Nuclear war might never happen. Prophecies may never be told, so to speak. So you always think about these things maybe happening. But if you look at the news and you see all the things that are accumulating, all the forces that are butting heads, it's quite alarming, really. People definitely need to keep an eye out, but at the same time, keep your heart open. Because ultimately, what is going to happen is that the human race is going to change on a deeply spiritual level. Over the course of the next 10 to 20 years, I would think. I would think that our entire perspective on reality will change in the next 10 to 20 years. Maybe potentially even shorter, potentially within the next 5 years, or even less. It's really random at this point. What I mean by the spiritual change in humanity is I think that human beings are starting to evolve. They're starting to change. And the ones that are more successful, just like evolution, are always being developed. And in some cases, good. In some cases, very bad. And yes, this is what I tell you, because it's something that you have to easily see in humanity. There is changes happening to our genetics, to our DNA, and who knows what's going to happen to humanity and every single one of us. What you can do today is you can do something very important. You can do something incredible. Whenever you might watch this, is you can spread true greatness through your life. All you do that is to look at the inner self and what you truly want. And then that is, in essence, the greatest part of your own spiritual development. Now, this all may seem a little bit complex and hard to understand, but when you look at the world today, the suffering, the people dying in the streets of narcotics and all these terrible things you see on the news, starts to realize that there's no real coming back from where we as a species have gotten to. Every single one of us needs to know that we are a whole self, a true biology, true perfection, and that we as a cell are starting to have developed into like a clause of ourselves. Now, another thing that you might notice is that there seems to be some religious connotations of modern day society. For example, Trump is very, very, very likely the false prophet. The false prophet. So many people follow for what? From to turn on them. So Trump might be the false prophet. And, you know, the great fire and stuff like that that cleanses the world of nuclear fire and flame. That could be very well too. So what I'm asking you is to try and look inside yourself and see if you want to be part of my cause. See if you want to be part of my cause in something in you wants greatness in the world. Just to know that you can change the whole thing. People have so much power in themselves to make positive changes in the world. And we can definitely do it together. People can always do better together. This is a very known fact, and it's been like this throughout history. So if we're one, we're strongest. That's our uniting communities into one being. One organism built for life. Well, that's my thoughts and opinions on today's ongoing events. Hope you like it. Share, subscribe, and be a part of the Tycho Dragon movement. Happiness and delight.